Hi, my name is Lance Benedict, and I'm the VP of Client Engagement for BCS. So today I'm going to tell a leadership story about interaction I had with one of my employees. The employee that I'm going to talk about is Jeremy Murray, and he had an experience that he's willing to let me share on camera with all of you. So the exciting thing about Jeremy is when I first interviewed him, he was super excited about the opportunity. Very strong engineer, looking to get into the customer service area. He had done it before, but wanted to get back into it. So in our interview, he was very motivated, very passionate about support, and just said he was going to be the top engineer, which I thought was awesome to have someone say that. So Jeremy was working on our team for a while, a couple months, and he was killing it. He was doing great things, working with customers, very upbeat, very passionate, brought up good points in our meetings, all that stuff. So just a great employee. One day I get a call from Jeremy, and he had just experienced a mistake that he had made. So as he was telling me on the phone, he was working with a government agency, made a change on a router and rebooted the router without really intending to. And he was on with the chief of police, who was working on this with him. And so what happened is, as soon as he made this change, the router rebooted, and as Jeremy described it, as his stomach just sank to the floor because he knew what had happened. Basically, he brought down the entire network, brought down the 911, the fire department, everything in this county, all the services that they're providing from a telephony and a technology standpoint. And Jeremy knew this and instantly got sick to his stomach. What happened next is he stayed on with the customer, got them back up and running, and apologized profusely, as you can imagine. The great thing is, the next step Jeremy took was he gave me a call as his manager and explained it, and I could tell right away he felt very remorseful. And my questions to him were, okay, what did you do? How did this come about? He talked me through all the changes he made and what he did with the customer. I said, okay, great. Now I know where the customer is. I know what you've done. Jeremy, what did you learn from this mistake? Oh, I'm never doing this again. This just felt terrible. I feel really bad for the customer. Great. That's exactly what I would expect someone to feel if they've made this mistake. So from there, I took the next step and, hey, we're going to call the customer, but we're going to call them together and just explain and see if there's anything else that we can do to make things better for the customer now that we know that we've created an outage for them. So that's exactly what we did. Jeremy and I hopped on with the customer, explained the situation. The customer was very understanding, wasn't looking for anything else, just appreciated that we owned up to the mistake and that we took care of the situation at hand. So a couple things. One, Jeremy is just great and owned up to the fact, and it's great if you have an employee that can do that. From a leadership standpoint, I had a choice to make. As soon as someone called and says there's a mistake, the first thing that just came to my mind is I need to support this person. Obviously, they're remorseful. Obviously, they found that there's a mistake. Now it's just carrying them through so that they don't make this mistake again. And knowing that they have trust in me as a leader. So that's exactly what we did, and that's exactly what I wanted to portray to my team. So, if there are mistakes in the future, I definitely want them to feel comfortable enough to come back to me and come to the leadership to know that, hey, we're on your side and we're there to help you. And then finally, the customer standpoint, here's someone that made a mistake. We know we made a mistake. We owned up to it. We didn't run and hide, and we made them feel like they were a priority, which is exactly what they are. So I encourage you as employees, as leaders, to develop that trust and relationship with one another, because at the end of the day, that's who each other has, right? We are there together. We're the ones that are working the front lines and working together. So be that coach, be that mentor, work with your teams, employees, try to establish some basis with your leadership, your management, be on the same page of what happens if there's a mistake and how you're going to work through it. Above and beyond, be remorseful, recognize that you made a mistake, don't take it personally, and learn to recover from that. So that's one of the stories that Jeremy and I went through, and we're still really good friends and close today. So I appreciate everything that he's done.